Oh, yeah.
All right.
I like the
Ladies and here we go.
Breaking the seal with us.
Yeah.
No
Ladies and
pressure.
gentlemen, welcome to the first ever live Daley fix. Not to be confused with the Daley fix. This is a way cheaper, more hillbilly version. And the whole purpose of this show is to, we want to give folks some updates, what's going on behind the scenes on the MetFix affiliate side, but more importantly, we want to highlight success stories from our affiliates, and that's why you guys are here. And but before we get to our special guest, we're just going to kind of go through and hit some highlights. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little share my screen here, which this is always a who knows what's going to happen once this goes down, but we'll find out. All right, so we're going to share our screen, and more importantly, what I'm going to do here is just kind of give the folks who are watching a look behind the scenes of the affiliate dashboard, because everything I'm going to update on that's where it's going to be leading to, is back to the dashboard. So here we go. All right. And my behind the scenes producer, Paulina, will let me know if this is all screwed up. So a couple updates that we've been working on behind the scenes. So first of all affiliates get access to this dashboard kind of once they go through the process. And this is where everything lives on the back end. And really kind of comes down into two major areas here is the resource library. So basically content and then connection. So on the resource library, kind of see over here, the biggest update that we have going on is we have the initial slate of the whiteboard briefings kind of loaded in here. So these are kind of cool little things that they're around 5 minute clips. So once you go to the bigger library here, you can just auto separate and go to the whiteboard talks. But there are 5-10 minute clips that you can deliver either before or after the class. That kind of goes into the higher level stuff we talk about in the course around health and metabolic flexibility. And they're meant to be designed in small little chunks that the average member can digest. So the goal is to have at least 50 plus and keep these going. And obviously the folks here are on the academy staff, but what we're gonna ask for more from the community is for you guys to do these and film them and submit them in, and that way the library content kind of grows from there. So that's kind of the first big update, is that's available. And then I'm going to go back to home here. And then, also as far as upcoming events are concerned, we've got some really cool, oh, look, this is real-time live shit going on right now. So there you guys are, but Michelle Moots is coming up. We've got some online webinars. These are always cool. Kind of Karn from the Medical Society puts together some really cool guests for these. And then we have some seminars coming up, which we'll really kind of dig in later on. And then this is not on the schedule yet because we just got it finalized. But up in Port Clinton, myself, Chris, and Pete from the Academy team will be going there to host a little talk and workout at their place. And that'll be on the 22nd. So we'll get that word out, because the next day we're going to be up in Northern Ohio. We're going to be giving a talk to the folks at the Ohio Department of Public Safety. So anytime we're on the road, we try to look out to the next affiliate and to go in and say hello. And then here's our next seminars. If you're down in the South and down the Georgia area, we're coming to Atlanta on the 27th. Going over to San Antonio, October 18th. And then we've got a real cool thing at Go Ruck HQ on a Friday before a course at Jacksonville. This is free for anybody who wants to attend, but we're going to we're going to get together, do a big ruck on the beach, and then we're going to have some special guests. Yeah, in Jacksonville. Oh, yeah. Yep. Like I said, literally all this stuff kind of got finalized this week. But let's go ahead and click the link there. Or not. But yeah, so click the full calendar. But yeah, so we're just going to be hanging out there pretty much, getting a ruck, have some special guest talks going down, and then we'll all kind of hang out at Go Ruck HQ afterwards. So let's go off sharing the screen. Bam. So we don't get lost in the vortex there. Perfect. All right. So that's kind of upcoming stuff we have in the next month. That along with a bunch of other stuff. But the goal here is to get people to check into their dashboards to see what stuff is always being uploaded there. So enough of me running my mouth. I am honored to have my friends as the first guests of the show, Nick and Abrie Sellers of Rove City Barsball Club. Welcome.
Hey,
Thanks.
what's up, man?
Yeah. So what we kind of want to get into is just, kind of go over your background, how you got to be where you are right now, and then talk about the MetFix course, kind of some nuggets that you picked up from there, and kind of more importantly, we want this show to be dedicated to helping other affiliate owners out. And you guys have been really successful with after taking the course, picking up on a lot of stuff and really implementing kind of new programs down in your neck of the woods. And it's been really successful. So that's kind of what we want to dig into. So how'd you guys even get to owning an affiliate?
Get to owning a gym?
Yeah. Give us the origin story.
Give us the origin story.
All right. Well, it started way back when, right? So
There I was.
To get some of the background with it, it has that funny little thing that you and I have in common together. So, serving in the military, got injured is the short story of it. But the thing that connects me and Daley together that's super unique is that we were both stationed in the same place or right across the street from each other. He was on an airfield, I was on a FOB, or different ones. So really close, right across the street from each other. And for me, long story short, had a traumatic combat-related incident where got severely injured, had to get rushed over to his side of the street and get into an Army cache, and had life-saving operations that, like I said, life-saving. So it saved my life. And then from there, I definitely wasn't the same soldier that I was going into that. So was in a coma for a while, had to be bedridden for like 90 days and atrophied a lot of muscle, had to learn how to walk again. And that kind of process happened, got, a few years more into the military after that. And then eventually got medically retired out of the military, and then went into civilian life. Abrie and I connected then as we, as former high school daters, and we reconnected then. And then she came over here to Georgia, started, we lived together, and then I had some complications post event. And then that led me to being in the hospital all the time. Chronic pancreatitis. I mean, Abrie's in the kitchen giving me B12 injections with this huge needle in the shoulder, which I think you would do better now, giving me
I think I would do better
shots after the kids.
Yeah.
I
would do better now.
I mean, I could remember just being like,
It was terrifying.
yeah. And anyway, so I was on all kind of medication, had a prescription for high carbohydrate, grainy, high fat diet, low protein. And I mean, I was literally
Low fat.
Low fat?
Low
Is that what I
fat.
said? Or I said the wrong thing?
Yeah, you switched it, but it's
Yeah.
yeah, low fat diet.
And that's why, and it kind of made Abrie the caregiver for me. And that's why she's answering all the questions accurately or fixing my story. But anyway, so, I mean, I was in a bad way. I think I went from like a 190-pound paratrooper to like 115 pounds, looking real rough, wasn't able to be outside, be active and things like that. So, trying to listen to the doctors the best we could. It wasn't like I was drinking or abusing anything, but, I was in a rough spot for sure. And then we came across a book. It was Rob Wolf's book.
The Paleo Solution.
There you go. And at this time, I mean, I'm in and out of the hospital for a week every month. It was bad. And so we found that, we're like, hey, we'll try anything. So went paleo, hardcore, super strict for 30 days, started to feel a ton better. And then, we kept it going for after the 30 days, another month goes by. And this becomes our lifestyle for a while. Her sister was down in Texas.
Yeah, at a gym.
Yep. And was like, hey, she's the one that turned us on to that book, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, hey, this is how we're working out down there. try this stuff out. So I got hooked into that. That's when I came across Greg Glassman's material, dove right into it, and I never looked back from there. I read everything that the journal ever put out multiple times. I mean, every article, every PDF, every video, and started to get back into lifting weights. Started to put on muscle. So, went from like 115 to 135 up to 145, and like just starting to put on some muscle over a year or so. And then I was going to a gym down about an hour drive away, and was like, okay, well, I don't like this hour drive. And they had a horrible rule. But it's like every minute you were late, you would have to do like 5 burpees per minute. And I was chronically late to class.
Yeah.
And I mean, as an army dude, that's bad enough that I'm late. I'm like not 10 minutes prior. It's bad enough. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm already beating myself up, but I'm driving 45 minutes into another state to come to your gym. Like I need a 5-minute grace period.
Yeah.
And they just gave me a hard time about it. I was like, I'm done with this. And I already had like squat rack in my house. Had like the Rogue Fitness, like military equipment setup package you could buy. And I was workouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was like, man, forget it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just gonna...
Yeah. Let me stop you right there if I can. It's so funny. Like
Okay. Well, I was definitely moved to.
Yeah. Sorry. Connection's a little janky, but we're getting caught up. The burpee rule, man. Like that was a thing. That was such a thing back in the day. And I was kind of like about that, former military thing. If the class starts at noon, it starts at noon. None of this wasting around time.
For sure.
And this is when I had a real job, and I was outside of Vegas, and I dropped in at a gym, and I couldn't find the damn place to save my life. And I was like running like speeding to get there. And I show up like 7 minutes late, and this dude's like, some 20-year-old kid's like, you got to do 20 burpees. And I was like, all right, man, I am never going to, that rule is now terminated for the rest of my life. After actually experiencing it, it's just like, I'm doing everything I can just to get here. And to be penalized I was like,
Newtown. I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine starting someone's experience off as a drop into my gym with burpees. Like I already feel bad. Like they call ahead and they're like, "Hey, what's the workout for the day?" I'm like, "Oh man, we're not doing back squats today." And I'm like, it might be like I would feel bad even sometimes people drop into the gym and I'd be doing a skill session. So like 30 minutes of the class is me talking through the progressions of a muscle up, and like we're not sweating to death. We're like working drills and stuff because it's like the 4th day of training for my athletes, so they need like a recovery day. So we're doing like skill development or wall walks or handstand holds or whatever it is, right? Yeah. And then a tiny little bit of cardio and like a ROM WOD, and that's the end of the day. And they're like, I'm like, no charge, man. Just thanks for coming in. Sorry. Sorry we didn't kill you and lay you on the floor dead today. Come back tomorrow where we do Fran or something. We do like this crazy, conditioning piece, and you can get your money's worth. But
going back to, our shared history, I could spend a whole episode on digging into that. And I'm going to. So if you don't, not this one, but if you don't mind, I'd like to have you back on Veterans Day week.
Okay.
And I think what happened is a story that isn't very well known, especially, because that was 21 years ago, I think.
It's been a minute.
And I think, it's a very powerful story. And so if you don't mind, I'd like to have you back around Veterans Day week and we can dig into that.
Oh man. 100%. I love the stuff you're doing with the veterans. I obviously we're following everything you guys do, and the outreach that you've done. I love it. Obviously being a veteran, big deal to me. And I didn't think that the impact, I think this comes with a lot of veterans. You don't, because there's always a hero. Uh-oh, dying off again.
I know.
Oh, I got you now. You're there. You're there.
Okay.
We're by the router.
We're what?
It says move closer to the router. We're by the router.
Is it for us?
I think it's for Dale because he's.
I got you there. Can you guys hear me?
yet.
No. It's the Nick shit.
Check,
man.
check, check.
It's the Nick fix.
It's
Are
the
you
Nick
back?
fix. Yeah. It's the
Oh,
seller's
you're back.
fix. It's totally the seller's fix.
Well, what I was saying was that I think veterans like that. We don't understand all these veteran hunts and kind of expeditions and cool stuff. And I would always say no. And then one time I got pinned into it by a good dude, Don Connolly. And he got me to go down, and Abrie got me to go down to it. We go out, we do this awesome hunt, and come back, and we're all sitting around the cabin telling stories and stuff like that. And everybody tells their story. So I tell my story to the guys and to the guys that were hosting it and the guides and all that cool stuff. And it's a wild ride for sure. But I made a few friends in there, and they really reached out, and they were like, dude, hearing your story, hearing this win, how you got busted up, you were sick for a long time. Now you own your own business, you own your own gym, you're helping people. They enjoyed hearing that because they want to hear a win. Because a lot of times the guys and girls that are going through it, they're like, it's a downer story sometimes, and they feel beat up. So they get into their own little hole, and it's hard to dig yourself out of. So yeah, man, I'm happy to share the story and then partner up however with any kind of help you do with veterans, whether it's just military veterans or police officers, firefighters. We got plenty of them in here that go through the same stuff.
Yeah, and
I'll
it's cool we're bringing this up because something we're literally just started working on this morning is we're going to do a big, put together a big veterans workout for all the MetFix affiliates. It's not going to compete or do anything with Chad, because Chad will always kind of be on November 11th. But we have some guys over in the UK, in Portsmouth, UK, and they have a really, really cool idea that to run a workout on the Saturday before. And it's a big team workout, team of 3 workout, and it'll be dedicated to Topsy, who was in the British in the Royal Navy, and unfortunately lost his battle with suicide this previous year, and he was also on seminar staff. But the goal is going to be a little different. So it will, like I said, we'll publish all the details. I'm just bringing this up since we kind of mentioned it, but the goal here is going to be participation with veteran outreach in each gym's community. So we're gonna kind of challenge gyms to reach out beyond their traditional clients and put out an all call to local veterans in their communities to come in for a Saturday kind of team group workout in honor of Topsy and kind of veteran suicide awareness. So we got that coming up.
When you're talking about what can affiliates do, what can gyms do to help themselves, membership and things like that, you put yourself in the community for things like that. They're out there. You got to put yourself out into the community. You got to do some events. That's how it's people go to your gym, and this is the analytics will support this. The 80% of people that are coming to your gym are coming because they know somebody there, a friend, a family member, somebody has a story and some cool things to say about your gym, and your gym members will sell your gym. You could like that, but none of that same way that Joe 8 a.m. class who lost weight, who clicking buttons.
Oh, you went vertical.
It flipped me sideways.
Are you wishing you didn't touch it?
I'm wishing I didn't touch it. How do I get it back?
You're good. Everybody's just gonna have to turn their head.
You sure?
That's all right. This is what happens when we have such a high production budget on this show. I'm getting a studio. Like everybody's gonna have to come into my farm in Kentucky, and we're gonna make this a whole thing from now on.
Gotcha. All right. Well, here we go.
Okay. Yeah. So we stay tuned for that event, and just like you're saying, you got to get you got to do a little work outside your 4 walls if you really want to draw as many people in as possible to have as big as impact. So we're cool there. So let's kind of talk. Let's fast forward. You guys opened this gym for what, 13 years?
Yeah, 2012 was when we started.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, back in 2012, started the gym, just got tired of driving down to Tallahassee for it, and started in a 500 square foot building, nothing to it. Had a handful of friends that already were working out with us on the weekends. And then from there, it just continued to grow and blow up. Word of mouth, having good workouts. That's really where it started. Then a couple other gyms real close to what we were doing started to open up about 6 months or so, maybe a little bit after that, which for me lit a fire under me because I started the gym with like just nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, squat rack, few barbells. I mean, it was real bare bones, real
garage gym.
real garage gym for sure. And
it still is. I mean, it's still a garage gym, but
that's a big garage.
But it's a big garage.
Yeah.
We've come a long way though. But that was definitely.
Yeah. So and I mean, we blew the walls out of it. And when you read, if you go back into the Glassman's articles and talking about the garage gym and the growth of your gym, like you need to outgrow it. Don't sit there and put yourself super far into debt and then have to really fight and struggle to pay bills. Like, obviously do it because you love it, but if you want to make money with it, don't bite off way more than you can chew. Outgrow your spot, find a new spot. Always stay looking for stuff like that. Where's the next best cool place to be? And don't trip up on all the little stuff. Like you'll hear people say like, oh, you need to be this spot downtown right in front of everybody. I don't agree with that. We're out half the time. We've been out in the sticks somewhere in some warehouse. And, once you open that big door, it's like, that's where the party's at. And you'd be like, why are there 50 cars in front of this random warehouse? And like, it looks like some shady stuff is going down on a Friday night. Like, yeah, sure, maybe, but it's mostly just health and fitness going on in there. But you need to make the party come to you. You don't crush yourself and put a lot of stress on yourself if you're ready for that. Like,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Just a couple little pieces of tips for people on the gym thing.
Now, did you have a full-time job when you opened up, or was this going to be your full-time gig?
Well, so medically retired from the Army, so I had that going for me. Abrie had a full-time job, and I coached the classes, the majority of the classes, and did for still do, but the first 12, 13 years or whatever of it. We've had coaches come in and help out here and there, but mostly it's been a pretty small crew. My goal is to teach the people that come into my gym or our gym how to be athletes, how to train, how to warm up, how to work on your skills so that you don't have to work as hard as a coach. I don't want that to sound lazy because you're going to have to build a great foundation for people, but the goal should be for a coach, you need to like coach yourself out of a job. Like they need to turn into somebody who wants to be there because they like the community, not because they always need something from you. All right. 100%. So yeah, we've had multiple coaches at a time, and then it got to the point where we just had a lot of people, and I didn't even like it because I was managing coaches and trainers more than I was in the class, in the ditch with everybody, digging our way through some cool workouts. So we changed some stuff up when we got to this facility and minimize the staff a good bit and minimize the amount of members, just kind of cut some weight a little bit there. But we made it pretty streamlined. Is that what I'm looking for?
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up.
What did you say?
I said it's interesting you bring that up because a lot of like at my gym too, I tell people this all the time, and I've had this conversation with other gym owners as well. It's like there for a while, and it's still kind of this way. Is like more coaching is always the answer. If you've coached somebody for 3 or 4 years, they should know everything if you've done your job. And a lot of folks it's funny, like we just organically kind of started this non-class class. And it's in between our morning classes, and there's like a group of 15 people who've been with us forever that all come to train together. They don't want to have to do like the full class experience. They just are there for each other. And I think I have no issues with that. Like in the beginning I kind of did, but it's just like, dude, like how many more cues on a deadlift do I need to give them? They're good to go, and they want to be there because they want to be there around each other, and it's their own kind of cool community, and they hop into classes when they can. But at 6:50 a.m. when they all come together, like that might be their only class, their opportunity that they can train. I'd rather have them be at my place than not. So I think that's kind of a natural progression. If you've done your job right, these folks don't need you, and that's exactly how you should look at it.
Oh yeah, I joke all the time in class saying, "Look, I guess I just needed to open the door today." And that was all they needed. I mean, they've done it for so long, and if you develop that kind of an athlete, they're with you for a decade.
Yeah,
You know,
we have people that have been with us
Oh,
for 13 years.
for sure.
Yeah.
But plenty of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
we love them, of course, and we love the new ones that come in. But like, oh man, they don't need me. And the ones that go take certification courses and stuff like that, they just replicate what they've heard. And that's what all I did was when I went to certifications, and I just tried to be like the instructors that were there because they had such a great impact on me that I was like, ooh, I need to emulate that, take what they've done, try to make it my own, put my own flavor in it. But yeah, no, this is it's just squats, deadlifts, presses, snatches, clean and jerk. This is not rocket science. Like don't let it be more than it needs to be. Do dips, do push-ups, do pull-ups, run, row, bike. You're gonna be fine. You know, and that's one of the things I love about MetFix is like it's not as much, and this is my interpretation of it. So I mean, take it for anybody listening, take it for what it's worth. But it's not a strength conditioning program. There, it looks to me as if the goal of MetFix is to work on the metabolic conditioning of the people that are around you, and that the secret is not truly in the workout that you're doing. Compound lifts are going to be great. You're going to get lots of muscle. There's going to be all this kind of, strength skills that you're going to have, coordination, balance, power, agility. You're going to have all these things because you're training, but you could train your tail off and still be metabolically jacked up. And that nutrition part of it is what gets pushed. And that seems like that's what we're trying to fix here. So that's why I'm a big supporter of it. When we went down up to Atlanta, listened to Emily and Greg talk, I mean, that was wonderful. I loved it. I thought the passion that Emily spoke with was exactly what I needed to hear at that time. Because, as a gym owner, sometimes you feel like you're in the fight by yourself. And I mean, she crushed it. I mean, she fired me up. And I can tell you, I mean, it's not like I was going to stop being a coach because I knew what I needed to bring to people. I knew how, working on my diet, nutrition, and strength conditioning had an impact on my life. So I wanted to play that part in other people's lives. So it wasn't going to stop. But talking about the grind that it was on, were our and my third names, it was kind of getting and felt it was great. I thought she crushed it.
Yeah,
fired me up, and that's not easy to do.
Yeah, no, she nailed it. And I think that
is that bad to say? Fire me up. That's not. Am I jaded, dude?
No, dude, that's probably the best testimony.
Most people. I'm just saying, like most people, even though they have the best of intentions and are coming to your gym, they want to be better. It's hard. It's hard to, with everything around you, every fast food spot, all the conveniences of life right now, it's hard to be like, I'm going to eat meats and vegetables. I'm going to worry about the carbohydrates and the processed foods. I'm going to educate myself on what's going on here and take control of my life. That is not easy to do in society here in 2025. That's not, it's tough. So the attrition rate on people that go to the gym is crazy high. Most people are going to do it, try it for a little while, realize that hard work is actually hard work. And maybe you don't want that. Maybe you're okay with being unhealthy. And, the thing I realize and see with people is usually two different, this is mostly dudes, but two kind of people kind of come in and make a big change. And it's one of them is you had a new human enter the world that you're going to be associated with. That's a kid or a grandkid. You're like, okay, I got to get it together. I want to be in this person's life instead of just watching on the sidelines and doing my thing. Or it was your own personal life and a doctor gave you some bad information and now you're scared and you're like, okay, I guess I got to make some changes now because my blood work's really bad and now I'm taking a dozen medications and everywhere I look, I'm getting somebody saying this or that or whatever. So it gets to be tough. So the stuff that goes with the MetFix seminar is cuts through a lot of the BS and gives you the hard science on this stuff, gives you the data. And this stuff, it's not like it's brand new. This information has been around forever. And any coach could have got this stuff 15 years ago for sure. It's just that it wasn't given out this way. It wasn't as nice. It wasn't as clean. It wasn't like it is now. Like when you go to MetFix's stuff, and for gym owners, if you're thinking about doing it, I'd recommend yes, because they're going to take away a lot of the work. Like you would have had to read dozens of books on this stuff, listen to weekends and weekends of lectures, paying thousands of dollars to go off and spend your weekend somewhere, listening to the stuff you care about. But if you want to kind of fast track it a little bit, MetFix is going to put it up there, give it to you in a little feed, make sure you can throw it in front of your class and you ain't got to think about it. You don't got to spend hours on the back end prepping this stuff. You go up there, the link's provided, like, hey guys, you're in the front of class for 5 minutes. Here's our daily fix link. Here's the recipe of the day. It's got a cool YouTube video on it. You don't know how to chop onions? Here's a dude chopping onions. You know what I mean? That's where you got to start.
No, yeah, I mean, but that, like, and Nick, like, since I came back from the seminar, Nick has gotten in front of class and, been like, all right, like, I'm going to challenge you all to make one MetFix recipe this week. And if we can get however many people to do it, then I'm going to cook for Abrie tonight, or whatever. And it got people going there and seeing just how simple it was, and starting to utilize those recipes and sharing pictures of that. And that started to create that shift in culture and the accountability between the members. And like I said in my testimonial, like the giving the talk in front of the gym, I had at least 8 people from that talk walk up to me and make an appointment to sit down one-on-one and talk about their nutrition. And then I created a nutrition group, like a group chat, and that has over 40 people in it now.
All right. Let me do a timeout real quick.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who don't know what you did. So
yeah. Okay.
Let's rewind. So obviously you came, you're a first 100 affiliate. You came to the first course up in Rogue. And so let's talk a little bit what you learned from that course, and then what inspired you to kind of do that coffee talk. Is that what it's called? Coffee talk, right?
Yeah, that's what we call them, coffee talks. Yeah.
Perfect.
So,
all right.
So since the beginning of the year, we started doing a monthly coffee talk, and they're all about different things. Like one of them was our origin story for the people that had never heard it before that are new to our gym. One was, we had a physical therapist that's a member of the gym. One is a mental health counselor that was a member of the gym, bringing their expertise. So I went to the Rogue seminar, and I'm not going to lie, going into the seminar, especially the first one, I had no idea if it was going to be completely over my head. I've studied nutrition. I mean, I graduated with a degree in English, but I've studied nutrition because of Nick for the last 13 years, I've been coaching people. I did a nutrition course and got a certification in 2020. So I've been coaching people in nutrition, but being able to understand and then disseminate that information to people in a scientific way that they can understand it was everything. About halfway through the first day, I was like, okay, like I'm supposed to be here. This is making sense now. And I think the most special part of it was breaking up into the small groups and having to reteach it to your group, having to draw the diagrams, having to kind of say, okay, this is what's happening in the metabolic system. This is going on in the mitochondria. And this is why this is important. And this is how carbohydrates and fat and protein impact this. Being able to explain that to the group and then talk about our current members who are battling type 2 diabetes and kind of sharing these experiences with these other coaches helped me gain so much confidence to come home and then put together a coffee talk for my members and stand up there and explain it all, explain the fight that we're in, that, that their doctor, didn't get that much nutrition education. So they don't know all there is to know. And I think a big part of it is teaching people how to advocate for themselves. And that really started with me and Nick in the beginning, advocating for him and his health in the situation we were in.
Mhm.
And that's kind of where that passion for it came from for me, because now I've got members that I work with and other clients that I work with that come to me with their lists of medications and their blood work and their diagnosis. And I need to know how to explain what's happening to them
Mm.
so that it can force some behavior change, I feel like. Because once you know what's happening, it's hard to look the other way.
Yep.
Um, I think a lot of people get a type 2 diabetes diagnosis and they're like, well, my dad had it, so it's genetic.
Yep.
And
And that's one of the big things about the course is that a lot of people kind of resonate with is we teach you the why behind what's happening, not just the what, not just the what to do, but kind of more importantly, we teach you the why behind it. And we were talking about, hey, if you've got a member who's been with you 8 to 10 years, they are burnt out on listening to you talk about how to do a squat. And if you're probably being honest, like you might be burnt out on it too. But that's the cool thing about the course is it's a new source of higher level education that you can provide back to that member.
right.
And if you've had that member for a long time, their kind of goals change over time too. They become kind of less performance based, and they really want to dive into all those health markers that their doctors having them do each and every year. And if they're like what do these health markers mean?
Yeah.
B, how can we control these inputs to move them towards optimal health? And that's really what the course is all about on the metabolic health side.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, to talk about it, to talk to any coach that's listening for this stuff, it's like we have this information, we knew it before, and I would tell my classes constantly when we would have a day where we're talking about nutrition or something like that, we're trying to break some stuff down and have a topic. One, what you guys have done that's really great is like those 5-minute clips, okay, that are in front of it, or having some other MetFix affiliates talk for 10 or 15 minutes and have some really good information to put out there. That stuff makes it easy because you can kind of copy and put your own little spin on it. But I would tell my classes constantly, I'm like, man, the thing that like frustrates me most is my inability to make you want to do the nutrition side. Like, how do you use that awesome looking kitchen at your house? Like, and you can't, it's really hard to get.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got a blackout.
Show somebody how to break down their
Nope, there we
macronutrients,
go.
and have a class on that stuff. And it frustrated me to no end, my inability to do that stuff, no matter how many seminars or lectures I did. So, the timing of it for us was perfect, because we were looking to make this transition out of what we were doing into something new, and it just all aligned at a great time. A stage or a season in our life where the kids were old enough to maybe start focusing on growth more than just our more than our family, or not saying it's not like thinking about the gym more than the family. That's not but what MetFix has done really well, in my opinion, here is that they're making it easy to put this information out. And when you talk about performance-based stuff, and I can tell you, I mean, we've had hundreds and hundreds of people come through the doors here, and man, I can count on one hand or two hands how many people came in because they saw somebody lift 1,000 pounds, or they saw a super fit athlete. Like, they don't, I mean, that's wonderful. It's magical. Good job. I love it for you, but nobody cares. I hate to bust anybody's bubble, but no one cares. They only care about what they look like, their body fat, and their health. They do not care so much about their deadlift. Like, we're doing 1 rep max back squats today, and we had like 6 months of hypertrophy training, then strength training, and then finally testing it, right? And I break out all the numbers for people to show them where you would be if this percentage of your body weight is what you could back squat, and then where you fall, like the tiers of trained people. And so you can tell people, like, hey man, you're squatting once a week, dude. Like, you squat 1.5 times your body weight. You're crushing it. You're 45 years old and you have a 350-pound back squat, bro. You are the man. Like, and I would even say this to people, and anybody take this stuff for whatever you want. I'll say, I bet you can open up your high school yearbook and run your finger down the page of your graduating class, and I bet you can't pick 10 people that can do a snatch. I bet you can't pick 10 people that's got their body weight and a half back squat.
Right.
I bet you can't got 10 people in there that still bench press 2 plates.
As
Just based on people that train, like runners, people that go to the gym and then they come try our gym out, and like they go to the gym or they in a run group or they're in a biking group or something like that, but then you put a barbell on them and they're like, oh man, I had no idea what my strength was like or where I was deficient. And then they start doing strength training, do a good strength and conditioning program, and their run times are better, their bike times are better, their swim times are better. And then also they're stronger. They got more muscle now. They love the way they look. People care about what they look like when they take their shirt off, and they care that their doctor is going to tell them, hey, you're healthy, bro. You're good to go.
Right.
They care what the quality of life is. They could care.
Well,
they could not care.
and
less
the
about
people,
performance.
the people too, though, that like you have that they're type 2 diabetics, but by definition, but they've reversed that. All their blood work is now normal. Like that just doesn't happen. That's not the common. It's not the
Right.
common theme in our world today.
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
you get that diagnosis, it usually doesn't get better. And
Yeah, one
we've seen it
prescription
get
is
better
2,
time and
is
time
3,
again.
4. Yeah. You add
One
more
story we got
prescriptions.
was
Hang on, he's talking, but I can't hear him.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I'm just saying, like,
We can't
you're
hear
right.
you.
Oh, sorry.
We can't hear you.
You got me now? Check. You guys go right ahead.
I'll tell a story. Oh well.
You guys go. You're good. You guys are good. Keep talking.
I can hear you.
All right, hold on.
Oh, can you hear me, Dale?
Can you hear
Yep.
us?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Sweet.
We can't hear you.
We had a member, and maybe this will give it time to fix itself. Oh, you're pushing buttons again? How'd
Well,
it go?
I know it didn't go well, but there's a message.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to touch it.
I don't blame We had a member that was he was going to the gym, doing the gym thing, but had bad diet or not great diet. And he goes to his doctor, he gets diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and then he really locks into his diet, nutrition, looks great, does all the cool stuff, and then his numbers come down to where they're supposed to be. And this is like, he's labeled a diabetic though. And so he goes back and sees his doctor just periodically or whatever. And then one day, it's like 2 years down the road or whatever, he's going to see his doctor, and the doctor's like, hey, are you sure you're a diabetic? And he's like, doc, you're the one that diagnosed me with diabetes. That's 100% true story right there. Like, you can change this stuff.
Can you guys hear me now? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to send you a message.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we still can't hear. Okay. Should we leave and come back? Oop. Reboot and come back on. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So cool. I think, they've got dial-up internet, and they're down in rural Georgia on a flip phone, sounds like, but they'll be right back on. They are, you guys can quickly see why they're some of my favorite people. Nick and I can't wait to dig into that story on the next episode, but it's kind of crazy that 21 years ago we were in the same area, and now we're back kind of doing the same thing now. So I can't wait for you guys to hear that story. You guys hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you sound great.
Oh, holy shit. It's like, I just made fun of you. I'm like, you're on a flip phone and you're on dial-up internet.
That's what it feels like.
I mean, the router's like right behind it in the office.
We're gonna have to send you guys a communications kit next time. But yeah, so what I was saying before is, you kind of get somebody maybe in their late 30s to late 40s. They come in with type 2 diabetes, and that's like the first. So that diagnosis leads to a second, leads to a third, and before you know it, they're on 5 to 6 prescriptions. And unfortunately, like our parents' age, like that's kind of standard accepted practice. Like that's for every decade, you're going to get another prescription assigned with you. And that's one of our core priorities here at MetFix is like, that's not the case. Like we can control
Right.
that, and affiliates are the outpost of health that can really do that. So that's what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Well, you're the gym owner is kind of like it's kind of like the platoon sergeant. It's like and
Yep.
then everybody else is the soldiers that are going out there and doing the work. And like I said earlier, but I tell my members all the time, like when we tell them, hey, like and share the MetFix stuff, send it to your friends. I know it feels weird sometimes putting somebody else's stuff up on your page, and that can be a little bit weird. But you don't understand the impact that you'll have on somebody's life. So you got to take action. You got to be brave. I mean, that's the whole. That's where the word's coming from. It's like taking action in the face of fear. That's what bravery is. So be brave. Like put your stuff out there. Who cares if somebody says something like, "Oh, this is dumb," or "That's whatever," or "I'm XYZ," and this is what. Hey, man, go cool, whatever. Like, but just put it out there. Put it out there and see what happens, and get your friend groups to be around people that want to be like you and want to change their life, and you can have an impact on it. And you'll regret it if you don't. If you don't do all that you can for your loved ones, for their health, then you're going to feel like you're going to be one day. I'm telling you, this is kind of stuff that you hear as a gym owner, like in a coach. You hear the rawest stories, and people who wish they would have known more, wish they could have done more, feel like they had the answer, but you didn't. You struggle to convey the information. So I would, whether you're a gym owner or not, you go to a seminar and learn this stuff. It'd be awesome.
Something we shared with our members was that, like, when my sister shared that book with us so many years ago, like, we were in the thick of it. We were in a really desperate, uncomfortable spot, and I think it took a lot for her to be like, here, maybe you should read this. I think you might find something valuable there. And so us sharing that with our gym, like, hey, like you don't know what thing you share from us. We've been recording our coffee talks and posting them on YouTube. And I'm like, if you feel like somebody needs to hear this, send it to them. Put it in their text messages, because you just never know who needs to hear it in that moment.
Yeah, you're right. And I think for a lot of coaches and owners, it becomes second nature to us. And I know, kind of me specifically, it's just like, well, everybody knows this stuff. I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse. And man, that is not the case. And you're right, Nick. Like it takes courage. It takes courage to come on this show, to especially on a YouTube live. And to do your coffee talks and record them and post them out there for everybody. But you can't worry about what negative people say if it's all about that one person that you're reaching. That's what we're going after.
When you think you have a message worth sharing, then it's worth doing it. And I think, like, when we sat and listened to Emily talk, I think that was that moment, where we were like, gosh, I'm so glad we made the trip. I'm so glad we drove 4 hours and listened to that, because it was so worth it to hear that in person.
Yeah.
That then we knew we were headed in the right direction. We knew we were doing the right thing.
Well, we knew we were people that we wanted to get behind.
Right.
Like they were doing the same thing we're doing. They got the same mission, where who we were affiliated with before, it felt like that mission had kind of lost its value. And it was more about the performance side of things, my opinion, of course. But, no, for me, it's, and this is my advice to anyone with a gym. Like, you need to be focused on the 99%, not the 1%. You had said something, it was like about 2 weeks ago, I saw a clip from you was talking about coaches, how we like to get that 50%er guy or girl, and like it's real sexy to move them up to 100%, right, and get to be elite. That's fun. And a lot of coaches gravitate to that, even though it's completely the wrong approach for a new coach. A new coach should be out there teaching the air squat. Like, you are not ready, because the stuff that the higher level athlete needs is very fine-tuned, and you probably don't have the tools for that. And you got to cut your teeth on somebody to learn how to air squat and how to just stop eating a lot of processed foods. That's where you need to do your work. But we, like, as a coach or as a gym owner trying to run a business, your attention needs to be on the 90% and below. Like, there's way more of those that you can impact and get results out of than you can have an impact on the top 10%. Like, you can move the needle a little bit, but there's so many other variables, like their time dedication, your time dedication, the level of expertise that goes into moving somebody from a top 10% to a top 1% than there is from, like, moving somebody from a 10% to a 50%, and you'll have changed person's life to the point where now you're invited to the wedding. You need to give a toast at their wedding. You have to like that. You will never go without a birthday card. You will never go without a Christmas mug or a best coach in the world. Or I mean, I'm serious. There's like cards all over the place that have marked out the word dad and put coach in it. I'm serious. Like that. Like get that impact. That's so cooler. I mean, it's cool to get people out to the regional level. That's cool. It's
Right.
It's awesome. But man, the other stories are so cooler.
Yeah.
To lose 100 pounds.
Lose 100
You'll
pounds.
cry.
But
You'll
yeah,
get all teared up and stuff.
well, I think coaches will find that like while those members are telling you how much impact you have on their life, they're equally having an impact on your life.
For sure.
And I think that's like, I mean, we always say like we have the best seat in the house because you get this front row seat to the coolest transformations.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I can't tell you how many people I've seen a first muscle up or pull up or from this an actual push up. I mean, that's hard work.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
hey,
just the like improve. What you got?
We got about 10 minutes left, so I want to be cognizant of your time. And so I really kind of want like more of actionable tactical advice, and I want you to kind of dig into the coffee talk. Like, how did you execute that idea? Like, was it an email? Was it whiteboard talk? Like, how did you like get the word out about the program, and then walk me through everything somebody needs to know if they wanted to do that at their place?
Well, I know I advertised it all on social media for the gym, and we did a workout. No, we didn't do a workout before that one, but we advertised it all on social media through Facebook and Instagram. But the way that I constructed it was that I used from the course that we get with that, the expanded version through the dashboard.
Yeah, the extensions course.
Kind of construct what I wanted to talk. Yes, what I wanted to construct, what I wanted to talk about, and how I wanted to kind of go through. Okay, like here's the problem, with the system, that shows how chronically ill most of the world is, and then here's the solution for it, and then here's kind of how I call it like a metabolic summary. Here's how the system works. And then we talked a little bit about behavior change, and at the very end I was like, I want to create, instead of doing like a challenge, like our gym has done so many challenges over the years where it's like a 30-day or a 60-day challenge, and instead of doing something that has like a finite end to it, I wanted to create a group where it has no end, that we can be that support system for each other, and the people that really want to get after that can get in that group. And that, I think, was a great spot to like move everybody into. It was a good next step after the coffee talk, because then everybody had a place to go, and I set up different topics in there for, I'm struggling and I need help. I have questions about this, or food photos, recipes, measuring progress, where we've had some people who've made significant transformations. They've posted their before and after pictures or their before and after blood work. But just a lot of different topics where people can go to kind of say what they want to say or share what they want to share. And some people don't say anything in there, and that's cool. But they're paying attention to the group, and you can see, they're liking all of the stuff. And then I have an introductory one where people can go and introduce themselves. And a lot of the people that got in there have been with us for a while. But some of the newcomers are in there, they're getting more comfortable. But yeah, like I said, that grew, that's 40 plus people. Some are members, a lot of them are members of our gym, and some are just people that I coach individually.
Yeah.
And then from that, then we just had another coffee talk last Saturday on protein. And so we filmed that and I'll put it on YouTube, but I also share that, and I share a lot of the content and articles from MetFix in the nutrition group as well. So that's been really good. We got a lot of good feedback from the protein talk. And so we're going to do one on fat, one on carbohydrates. And a lot of that was from Matt from the seminar staff. He has really good whiteboard
Yeah.
talks on that stuff. And I spoke to him and told him, hey, like, thank you for sharing this in Discord. And so that kind of gave me some ideas and a place to go kind of formulate those talks. But that's been really positive. I think
all the all stuff's in front of the class too. Like when you open up our app to get into the gym, it has all the announcements and links like on the homepage. So it's very simple. Click the plugin, it brings you to where it's going to be. You can sign up right there. Click it. Just it makes it super simple. And we talk about it. You got like 5 minutes in front of class every day. Hey, here's what's going on this week. Here's the links. Click on it. You got to interact and engage with the people inside of your gym and in the class so that they feel excited about going. Crack your little jokes as the coach in front of class, and then and get people excited to be there. For the people that you feel comfortable calling out, like I think one of the guys made the hardest recipe I think I saw.
Yes.
Which was like what was it, cabbage wrapped something or another?
It was.
It was insanely hard. And this dude we love him, but
he doesn't cook often, right?
I don't think he cooks a lot of meals at the house. But anyway, so I was like, oh, there's no way you're gonna cook this thing, man. You're not gonna make it. And you kind of like give them a little bit of a hard time. And you gotta be comfortable giving a little bit of pushback so they feel pressure. Put something on the line like, okay, I gotta make dinner if this goes wrong. I bet you guys can't do this. You can't make. I'm gonna be chilling. You know what I mean? And give them a reason. Like is the coach, make yourself the villain, make yourself the target, and have everybody go at you. And I would tell them just to their face, like I'm like, I hope I lose this bet.
Right.
I dare. I hope I lose the bet. I'd be fine with that. I don't care. I'll cook, but. So if you engage them in the front of class or after class, like we're doing a raw mod or we're doing some foam rolling or something like that, you got to go around asking them, hey, who's made it? I would ask people, hey, what are you making for breakfast? Like after the 8 a.m. class ends, like, okay, you're going home. What are you eating for breakfast? And I would talk about, hey, this is what I'm making for breakfast. This is how many calories it has. What are you making? What are you making? What are you making? And like put them on the spot. And they're like, I'm like, oh, you don't know. Here's the link to go. You know what I mean? And then show them how to do it. We take time in the class to go through it. We'll click on the link, pull up the MetFix recipe right there in the day. Or if you want to get a little wild, pull up one of those articles. I'm not saying you got to read the whole article in class, but you can go like, hey, dude, you could read this like in 5 minutes. Like set yourself a timer. Be like, okay, I got 10 minutes to read this thing. Right. Read it. It's super, and it gives you something to talk about. And if you got classes like some of my classes, they all wear tinfoil hats sometimes. I'm telling you, they still hate COVID. I'm telling you, they hate having their gym closed down. They don't have trust in the. I'm just saying with my stuff in my place. People can like it, hate it. I don't care. But they will tell you. Just saying, like. This is our gym. This is how we are. It might not fit for everybody, but like they'll talk about it. You just bring it up and be like, hey, what do you think about this Broken Science Initiative article right here? How do you feel about the fact that these studies are done like this? What does that make you think? And they're like, I don't trust anything. You know what I mean? and then just tinfoil hat and it goes right on. And then they're back and forth with each other talking about this stuff. And then it's like, that's what you got to do. The whole class is like 45 minutes goes by. We've been lifting weights and talking about, how we think the food and drug, stuff is all jacked up.
Like one day in the nutrition group, somebody brought up peanut butter. And that conversation lasted a week in the class because of the seed oils and the sugar added. But it was like everybody started posting the labels on the back of their peanut butter so that we could find the best peanut butter. So it created that conversation, and then that peanut butter turned into something else the next week, but just generating a conversation where everybody's like, why are they talking about peanut butter? It's like, well, if you join the nutrition group, you would know.
You get that inside joke on peanut butter.
Yeah.
But
hey, let me ask you a question on that nutrition group. Are you doing that inside of your app, or is that on Facebook?
I do it. I did it in Group Me so that I wouldn't, because I know a lot of people don't use Facebook, or they've gotten away from that. So I did make them get another app. But GroupMe allowed me to create all those topics, and
Okay.
That's been, I think, the best way. I think I got more people involved by doing it non-Facebook.
Okay. I love that. I love that because that's something I always struggle with
Same.
between
Yeah.
email, social media, our own. We use Push Press, so it has an app, and then like 30% of the people are on 30% of the things. It's hard to communicate solely to one group. So I like that.
Right. Right.
Say that name of the app again, please.
GroupMe.
Okay, sweet. Thank you for that.
And
All
I
right.
can send you an invite if you want to just look around and see
No, I
what's in
totally.
there.
Yes, 100%. I'm totally interested. All right, so we're right at the hour mark. So I'm going to just kind of close this out with 2 questions. They may take a little long to respond, but so question number 1: what's one thing you guys think you do really well at your gym?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Like,
We hold a very high standard for movement quality. We do that better. Ugh. I'm not trying to beat anybody else up, but like if you will perform well at our gym. If not, like there's a reason why you don't. You have a mobility issue, you will be referred to a physical therapist to go get the help that you need. You're gonna uphold the standard that our gym has set for the quality of movement, and you're gonna have to participate because we're relentless in how we're gonna do it. Now, if you can't do it for whatever reason, you're gonna be giving another exercise. Like let's say we're squatting here, whatever, you're gonna be doing box squats, and that's your jam. And you need to be, as a coach, you need to know how to progress people through this stuff so that they can get a great workout, see muscle growth, see fat loss, see their performance go up. And then you need to hold a very high standard so that you can't have someone from one class be jaded by another person in another class because they didn't squat to death or they didn't do the right amount of reps. So setting up systems to where we have a really high standard so that the expectation is set, and then the coaches uphold that standard and everybody's in the same little thing. So you get a fair judgment. You don't have any of that extra drama that's going on inside of the gym. But I'm on this training side of things.
I know.
So yeah. I'm gonna lean on that.
I would say
Me, Chad.
No, I'm going to be way more general with it, but I think you'll agree with me. I think we care a lot.
Yeah.
And I think people see that through everything that we do, whether it be the nutrition or how people move and our attention to that. I think people, because of the way that we do things in the community, I think people see how much we genuinely care.
Damn, your answer was better.
But it's true.
Yeah. Of course it was better.
I think that's what, but I think that comes into play with why we hold such a high standard. I think because we know how important it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that encompasses all of it for sure.
Yeah, no, that was great. No, that was perfect. I was gonna say those 2 things aren't opposing to one another. They go hand in hand. And then the last, you ready for this one? Here we go.
Yeah.
What's the biggest mistake you've made?
Well, you ain't got enough time, brother. For me, it was how I talk to people. Yeah. So coming from the military background, you can be a little abrasive, and I don't want you to think I had like a drill instructor hat on was cussing people out because that's not what it was. But sometimes holding that high standard, it just the quick cues and stuff come out here and it gets real fast and it's my way or the highway, and having a level of arrogance that I had was a huge mistake. It burnt bridges. It gave me a reputation of being an asshole. And then people would have to defend me like, oh no, he just cares. He cares enough to tell you it the hard way and give it to you raw. So that's like working on how I talk to people and how and moving away from a persona that's like, oh, I don't care, IDGF, like, this is how I am, take it or leave it. Like moving away from that, that was a huge mistake I made early on, thinking that I was just my stuff didn't stink and I couldn't get any better. That was a huge mistake. Are you agreeing with me?
No,
you don't got something sweeter to say?
No.
Ouch.
No, I'm trying to think of my own mistake, but I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah, because you're everyone's favorite.
Well, it's hard not to. Yeah, I can see how she is everybody's favorite compared to you.
Yeah,
I think
they don't even like me when she's around. Everyone gives me a hard time.
oh,
They love me though.
they do.
What was your biggest mistake?
Yeah, let's hear from you.
Nah, you got to finish first. I'll go, but
No, I think for me, it's not maybe not getting in front of everybody sooner. I think it took me a long time to build confidence as a coach. And but that was, I mean, not even as a coach, as a person. So I think it took a long time for me to feel I felt like I had to prove myself as an athlete first before I could get in front of people and coach. And so I always felt like I had a lot to learn, but then the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. And I am at a place now where I feel like, I'm just ready to get up in front and say, okay, this is what we need to do. This is how we can help you. Because the message feels too important to not get it out there and share it. So I think that was the mistake, was just waiting too long, waiting out of fear of failing.
those are really good, really good.
Well, I can remember having conversations at the house with you, stuff like that, and being frustrated, like about like wanting to get up there, or people not listening the right way, or however they perceive you as a coach versus how they perceive me as a coach. And then I agree. I think that I think the way you talk about nutrition has such a better way of connecting with people, and that's why it's easy for me to, like, you handle that side of the house. I handle the training side of the house, and I'm always going like, I know this stuff, but Abrie's way better than I am.
I would say I'm more introverted than Nick is. There's a balance there, but I think it took me a while. And even going to the seminar, there are things in the seminar that I was super uncomfortable doing. Like no one in our group wanted to draw the diagram, and I was like, screw it, give me the Sharpie, I'll draw the diagram. And that's just not who I am. That's not something I would normally do. But there was another part of me that was like, you know what, you need to do this because you want to be able to use this information when you get home. So I realized how important it is to do it instead of just reading about it.
No, those are great. I think that's awesome to close on. Nick, I've been there. I've been there in your shoes for sure, man. Like, I mean, just ripping into people. My way, highway. Like, that's probably at least the first 5 years of.
That's what I put it on, man. I mean, your time frame is on point, and you learn, you grow up.
Yeah, you do, and I mean, like, that's how. I mean, I'm not making excuses, but that's how we were taught. And it's just like, okay, you can keep doing this, but you're going to have 20 people in here.
You're going to catch more of them with honey.
Yeah.
And you can still be stern. You can still have a high standard, but you cannot make someone feel small.
Right.
Yeah. You could be, that's it. You can be challenging, but you can't be a prick. Just for the sake of being a prick. And I think, to your point too, the girl, Monica, who basically runs the whole gym now. Finally, it just took me being like, I'm going to be out of town. You have to do this. Like, you're getting
sink or swim.
Yeah. Like they always used to tell me, you're getting popped off the titty. Like, you're going for it now. Like, time to grow up, because I'm not going to be here, and sink or swim. And some people, that was probably the best thing for her, because she probably would have been more nervous if I was there. And so they just
coaches do not like it when I'm around.
I don't.
No. They got to flap their little wings. They got to stumble and they pick themselves up, and they get it. But I'd say those are two very common mistakes, but you learn from them, and that's the most important part. All right. This has been freaking great. I don't think I said I don't think I said no one said the F word. Not that like we care, but
We got that one down. Yeah.
you know, I may have dropped a few other ones, but I think that's good. That's a good first start. We set the bar high, especially two former mill dudes, no F words. That's awesome.
Dude, that's an accomplishment.
I think you guys did great.
I'm really good in class about not cussing now.
You got it.
Oh,
Major improvements.
That's my safe zone in class. Like I just freaking let it fly. I just let it go.
I gave myself like a 30-day challenge of not saying a cuss word for 30 days, and I almost couldn't speak in class. And then videotaping myself coaching and doing that, it was some of the most humbling. Like videotaping yourself as a coach and watching it back, and then critiquing yourself. Oh wow! I mean, oh wow! Yeah, it's a rough ride.
It's a different ball game. Well, thank you two. You guys are some of my favorite people, and I'm glad you're on the team. And Nick, we'll link back up, early November time because I really want to. I'm only going to have you back on if you get an actual computer and you get, better Wi-Fi, like whatever the hell you guys are doing down there. Like we're gonna have to fix this up.
Is it my fault?
Yeah, 100% it's your fault. It's not mine. I'm not taking any blame for your South Georgia or rural Georgia Wi-Fi down there. As you're literally breaking up right now. All right, I'm going to close this out as they're frozen because this is perfect.
That's fine.
I love you guys. If you're interested in learning more about MetFix, metfix.org. We have only a handful of seminars left for the rest of this year, but Georgia, Texas, and we're having a big party down at Go Ruck later in October. So those are the next three. And if you're interested in becoming an affiliate, you can hit up the website as well. We're really, really inspiring to be around folks like you, but there's scores of others, and we're really kind of focusing on helping special populations out, and the work folks do inside the gym is inspiring, and you guys don't get thank you enough. So appreciate you, love you, get back to class, whatever the hell you're doing. We'll talk again soon.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Thanks, Dale.